Hello and welcome back to Brick Army. Well, today we have for your build good old Panzer IV, German Second World War. I suppose we call it a medium tank. At the time that this came out, it would have been the biggest and heaviest tank that the Germans had, but obviously the Panzer V, the Tiger tank, and then the Panzer VI, the King Tiger, came out. They were very definitely heavy tanks, so we'll go with a medium tank for this. Right, so usual story, we're going to do 60-second speed build, show you some pics, and then we'll get into the review. Let's crack on and build. So welcome back. Right, what do we think of this thing then? Well, first of all, let's go through the normal process. The instructions, they're okay. They're nothing wonderful, but they do get the job done. There's a few bits and pieces in here that's not terribly clear, that you will have to really think about where everything goes. It's just not particularly clear, and again comes down to the isometric point of view, where some things are slightly covered, so you can't count nodes on something else where it goes. There's a little bit of guesstimation, and then sometimes you guess right and sometimes you don't, but they will get the job done. They're not brilliant, but they're okay. Now, as far as everything else goes, well, some of you know that I've had a bit of a checkered history with QuanGuan. The very first video that I did in this series was the Panther, similar colour to this, and it did not go well. It had missing bricks, it had warped bricks, it had discoloured bricks. In general, it was a bit of a disaster, and that has coloured my relationship with QuanGuan somewhat, although they have redeemed themselves somewhat with things like the KV1 and the KV2, the very small little pocket money friendly models that they did, which were excellent. The Sherman that I did as well, again a more basic build, but it was okay. So this is, I would say this is a medium level build. Certainly at this price point, it's obviously more expensive than the KV1, the KV2, a little bit more expensive than the Sherman was, and around, I can't remember exactly how much the Panther was, I'll pop it in there, but this is around that sort of price. And I am very glad to say nothing was missing. There was no warped bricks and there was no discoloured bricks, so everything here is as it should be, and actually I am very happy with this. Now, my one real gripe about this model is not really about this model, it's about QuanGuan. It's that they don't number their bags. and their bags. So if you're doing, let's say, the turret, the bricks for the the bricks for the turret are spread over 2 or 3 bags. So you end up with, I think with this one, there was 9 or 10 bags at the very start. One of which was for tracks, one of which was for minifigures, so you can discard them, but otherwise everything else you have to open and have there. So you end up with a massive amount of bricks, and it does take you a lot longer to build the thing because of the amount of time that you spend searching. So QuanGuan, just do what every other manufacturer does and number your bags. It makes life so much easier for your customers. But overall, that's my only real gripe about this model. The level of detail on this is quite reasonable for this price point. If it was, it's not at the same level, for instance, as the Challenger I've got there, or the Abrams, but those are tanks that are more than double the price of this, or double the price or thereabouts. So you've got to temper your expectations. This was, how much was this? 1757, and for this level of detail on this model and the complexity, it's not the easiest build. You've got to concentrate a bit on this. It's not bad at all. One of the things I rarely do, although I do the interiors as you would expect, part of the build, I very rarely ever take anything out or show anything off. But actually, in this particular case, I think it's one of the best looking engines that I've done in recent times, and it's very easy to do so, whereas some of them it's a bit of a pain in the backside, to be honest with you, if you want to have a look inside. This is reasonably well thought out. I have to say, I do quite like this. So overall, this is pretty good. There's a few nice little touches. You've got obviously the tools strapped to the side. I quite like the little fuel tank at the back, and the bucket. Not entirely sure what the bucket's for, but I quite like it. Turret moves nice and easily. The gun, not quite so much. Put the turret back on properly. The gun does move, but it's very stiff. So I would certainly hold it near the mat if you're going to actually move it. So the only real issue I had with this was on the tracks, similar to the BMP, where with the links, when you put them together, one link made this far too floppy on the tracks, and it just keeps moving and coming off. And so you take a link out, and it's too tight. It will move if you pull it by hand, as you can see. But when you put it on the ground, or it will do it on carpet just about, but it's got to be very grippy for it to do it. But I suppose it's a relatively small thing, unless you are playing with these quite a lot and expecting them to move or something of that nature. Then something I can certainly live with. My models generally sit on the shelf there. So overall, I'm very happy with this. I'd say it's for the level of detail that you get for this price, 1757. Yeah, I'm very happy with this. And one thing I will say about QuanGuan, as much as I've criticised them in the past, they certainly know how to build a turret. This is all the turrets, even the Panther, that I had all the problems with, the Sherman, the KV1 and the KV2, and this Panzer 4. The turrets are absolutely rock solid and really, really true to life. So congratulations to QuanGuan for that. I don't know if you have a specialist turret builder, designer in your company, but if you do, they're doing a very good job. So, you get 3 minifigures with it. Obviously, your tank commander. I assume a Russian partisan and a wounded German soldier. They are very typically Jiquan in that they have the separate lower leg compared with a normal sort of minifigure, but they're okay. There's certainly plenty of options for armament for them. So, Panzer IV by Jiquan, I can recommend that, especially at 1757. That's quite a reasonable price for it. 900 and something odd pieces. So, hopefully you've liked this video, and if you have, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.